Are you doing research on buying a home and you're seeing words like due diligence period, finance contingency, appraisal contingency, earnest money, and you're getting a little scared? Hey guys, Pastor Don, EastB Realty, part of the Johnson Group here in beautiful Savannah, Georgia. And today I'll be talking about how to buy a home in the Savannah area from step A to step Z. Everything that you need to know. I'm going to be talking about those exact words so you understand the process and you're not lost in the woods like so many others. But before we start that, if you do me a favor, if you get any value from the video, you'd like, share, and subscribe. If you know anybody buying a home, your friends or family, share this video. Don't be greedy now. You don't want them to be lost in the woods either, do you? So let's get after it. So what's the first step in buying a home? Is it finding the home? Is it a lender? Is it a real estate agent? And after doing this for a while, I really think I've come to the conclusion. Find a great real estate agent. And there's a couple of reasons why. A great real estate agent is going to walk you through the entire process. Everything's going to be transparent. They're going to explain the contract. They know the market. They study the stats. So also when they walk into the home, they can advise you properly. But also they work with great lenders that are local here in the area. Here's the thing that people don't understand. Rocket Mortgage is based out of wherever. I've done loans with people in Utah. I've done loans with people in New York. And I will tell you, they just don't understand our market. They don't understand the taxes, the difference between Chatham County, Effingham County, Bryan County, Bullitt County. They don't understand. They don't have a network of appraisers that could come over here to a drop of a hat if they have to close the loan. And oftentimes they ask for paperwork that's unnecessary when you're buying a home here in this area. So getting with a great real estate agent that's linked with a lot of different mortgage lenders here in the area is key, because also the great lenders that they work with, they're going to do the same thing with the loan process. They're going to explain to you the difference between interest rates, APR. They're going to tell you, is it a good time to buy down your rate or not? So they're going to take care of you because obviously they're connected to the real estate agent that is referring them to them. So they want to do a good job to make sure that continues to happen. So then step number one, find a great real estate agent. They'll connect you with the lender. And then step number two, get that pre-approval done. The lender's going to be asking for a bunch of paperwork like your W-2s, pay stubs, bank accounts. They're going to be checking your credit. Okay. And they need that information immediately to get that pre-approval done. So you're armed, ready to go look for a home. Step three, obviously, go look for a home. The first thing I'm going to do is when we talk, I'm going to put you in my system, because my system works when I can't. So if I'm out showing houses, or I'm in the shower, or I'm sleeping, if a new listing comes to the market, my system will immediately be alerted and will send you the listing so you have it. So immediately. But also we're going to all be looking together because we're a team during this process, right? When I wake up in the morning, I look at my list of clients, what their needs are. I look at what's new to the market. If I see anything, I'm going to send it to them. Okay. But I do that in the morning. Okay. My system's going to do it all the time. But also as teammates, you as the buyer are going to be looking as well. Now, I would prefer you look on my website, but some people find Zillow or Realtor.com more convenient for them, a little bit more user-friendly for them. Okay, so, and I work with everybody. I don't mind where you look for homes, but I will caution you. If you go on Zillow or Realtor and you try to call the number on there, or you text them or email them, or you register for Zillow, you're going to get called by 1,000 different real estate agents. They're going to be texting you, going to be emailing you for months. So if you have a real estate agent, do not request an appointment through those websites. Just send those homes to your real estate agent, okay, so they can set it up for a showing. Now, I ask my clients, hey, if we're going to go looking for homes, let's pick out 5 good ones that you want to see. Now, I can do more. I can do less. It depends on you and your timeline. If we got to find a home fast, well, I can go up to 10, okay? But I don't like to go above 10 homes because it can get confusing for the buyers and the real estate agent. But if we need to, I can. If I need to go 2 or 3, I can do that too. But I ask my buyers to go look for 5 homes, send them to me, and I'll set it up in our system called Showing Time. Now, Showing Time is great. It tells me when homes are available to look at, okay? So I can bounce it off your timeline. So if you need to start looking at homes at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, for instance, I can see if those homes are available to be seen. And if they are, I can request the appointment right there. And another great feature about Showing Time is that it will map out a route that saves you time and saves you gas. So I love that app. It's fantastic. It allows communication between the agent and agent, so we know what's going on. So I use Showing Time to set all those up so we're on the right path to get to where we got to go. After we get all the confirmations, we're going to go look at houses. So we go to the homes, and I always ask my clients to rate them between 1 and 10. 1 being, I never want to live there. I'm never going to live there. It's gross. To 10, which is, I'm done. I found the house. I love it. Now, I always tell my buyers, be cautious when you give me a 10, because when you tell me 10, I'm shutting down the process, turning off the lights, locking the door, and I'm writing a contract, okay? So we found our 10. The beautiful home of your dreams, okay? So we say, we're going to write an offer. So I'm going to go back to my office immediately, do what is called a comparative market analysis on the home, because even though I do know the market, I'm probably pretty good at guessing whether that home is priced properly. I don't like to guess. I like to double check everything to make sure that I am correct. So I'll do a comparative market analysis. I'll email it to you, and then we'll talk about it, okay? Then we're going through the contract. And when we're in the contract, we're going over things like the purchase price. So when we look through the CMA, I'm going to tell you, hey, this is what I think the home is valued at. What do you think, and what are you comfortable with, okay? Because after all, and I want everyone to hear this, okay? I am the GPS, okay, for the car. You're the driver. Okay, I suggest where you go, but you can decide to go whatever way you want to go, and all I have to do is be recalculating, and I'll recalculate the way we gotta go. Now, I'm not going to let you do anything egregious and do anything that would be totally wrong, but you're in charge of this process. So whatever purchase price you want, even if you want to go against the advisement of your real estate agent, you are free to do that, okay? The next thing we're going to talk about is closing costs. Now, closing costs is like your HOA transfer fees, attorney fees, some lender fees in there, some taxes and all that kind of stuff. But I typically tell everybody to be ready to pay at least about 4% of the purchase price for closing costs. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, that means $12,000 in closing. Now, at this point, we can ask the seller to contribute to that. Now, they can only contribute so much, and your lender's going to talk about it depending on the loan that you get, okay? But we can ask for closing costs. We can ask for $12,000 of closing costs and give them a full price offer, and you could do all of that. Then you wouldn't have to come to the table with as much money, okay? So the closing costs are negotiable as well. Next, we're going to pick an attorney. Now, I have a ton of attorneys, but there's, Brandon Cersei and Smith, with Joel Gerber, McManamy Jackson Hollis, which I use a lot, TJ, and then you got Doug McManamy. He's great. Warren Rashford. You don't know any of these people, but I know what they do well. For instance, if you're going to use Warren Rashford, they are the best in the area for mobile homes. So if we do any mobile homes, it's going to go to Rashford in Springfield. But all the other attorneys we work with, they follow the law. They're fantastic lawyers, and they will keep you in the loop with what's going on there. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about earnest money. Now, what is earnest money? Earnest money is a good faith deposit telling the seller that you are serious about buying the home. Now, typically, a good faith deposit is about 1% of the purchase price. So if you're buying a $300,000 home, once again, that's $3,000. If you're buying a $500,000 home, well, that's $5,000. You get the gist. It's 1%, okay? And this money goes into a trust account. It doesn't go to the seller. So it's sitting in a trust account until the end of the transaction. When you're at the closing table, then it'll be refunded back to you. If there's closing costs that it needs to take care of, it will do that. Or if everything's paid for and there's money left over, you get a check. So that's pretty fantastic. After we talk about earnest money, we're talking about due diligence. Now, due diligence is the period of time to inspect the home. A home inspection is crucial, okay? The home inspector finds things that you can't see. They want to make sure they check all the appliances, the air conditioning, the roof. They're going to look at the dryer vents. They're going to look at the temperature of the water coming out of the bathtub. So they look at everything, and they compile a report of the problems with the home. Now, home inspections typically cost between $300 to $500, depending on the one that you get. Okay, but they give you a comprehensive report of all the things that are wrong with the home, right? And this is another negotiating point when we get to the negotiations. If there are problems that you don't want to, typically I'll ask for everything to be fixed in the home inspection report, but I'm also preparing my buyers to say, okay, they might not do everything. What do we have to have them fix for you to go forward with buying the home? Okay, if it's like a bad roof and bad air conditioning and the seller's not willing to fix those things, I'm going to advise you to walk away because those are big ticket items, okay? But if on the home inspection is very cosmetic, it's like chip paint or all this stuff that you can deal with on your own, then I'll be like, well, just go through the process. You can fix those things later. I have people that can definitely help you with that. Now, if they're not willing to fix these things and you walk away, you get your earnest money back. And it's typically within 3 days of when you terminate the contract, and then we're on to the next home. But say the seller's going to fix it all and we're in good shape. Fantastic. But I do want to say one thing. If during this time life-altering events happen and you're in due diligence, and the due diligence is typically between 7 and 14 days. During that due diligence period, if you have something that's changed dramatically, maybe you were going to PCS here and you're not going to PCS here, you can walk away from the contract for any reason and get your earnest money back. So that's a great thing about due diligence. After we talk about due diligence, we're going to talk about the exhibits. And these are part of the contract. There'll be things like the legal description that basically tells the attorney where the deed is. Things like finance exhibit, and depending on the financing that you're getting, you'll be a different exhibit. But there's one key thing I want to talk about on the finance exhibit, okay? There is a timeline that we give the lender to get the entire loan done, okay? So typically it's between 21 days to 30 days. And if you cannot get approved for the loan within those 21 days to 30 days, you can get a loan denial letter and get your money back. So that's fantastic. So, but the lenders know they're under the gun, okay? Then the next part we're going to talk about is special stipulations. Here you can ask for anything. You ask for a termite bond. You can ask for, home warranty. Whatever you want in the spot, you can actually ask for all that stuff. Okay, then we'll sign this stuff and we'll send it over to the other real estate agent and they'll start negotiating. Okay, if we give them everything they want, I don't see why they wouldn't accept your offer unless there's other offers, and that would be a bidding war. I'm not going to get into this video, but we'll just say they accept the offer. So fantastic. So now, once they accept the offer and we're binding, we are in due diligence. So during that time, we're going to hire a home inspector. He's going to come over there and look at that stuff. We're going to do all that negotiating. Once we negotiate all the repairs and everything's good to go, then the lender's going to order an appraisal. Now, appraisal can cost anywhere from $600 to $800, depending on the appraiser, okay? And the appraiser is going to come out there and look at the value of the home. He's going to do basically the same thing I did when we first wrote the contract, okay? Look at all the comparables in the neighborhood to see if it holds its value. Obviously, if you got a great real estate agent, they've already done this for you. There's no worries there, okay? So they'll assign value. If the value is great, then everything will start going through. Then you just wait until the closing date to sign your paperwork 100 times, saying that you're going to pay your loan back, and then you get the keys to your brand new home. So if you're afraid to buy a home, I would just say don't be afraid. As you find the right real estate agent and the right lender, they're going to help you get through this process smooth as silk. But I want to say thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll talk to you soon. All right, bye.